Hello. 24-Hour Party People is about Tony Wison, I suppose, and how crucial he was to the formation of the two most important musical movements in England in the late 20th century. But it's not necessarily about him, about Tony Wison per se. He's played by Steve Coogan, who's a massive character, I suppose is the way to put it, in England. But it's not necessarily about Tony Wison. In fact, halfway through the film, he says, "I am a something like I am a bit player. I'm a minor player in my own life story." But it is about Tony Wison and the way he actually was so formative in the way the punk movement and the rave movement became such important parts of English or British popular culture. He reminds me of Rick Jones as a character from Marvel Comics, where Rick Jones is a character who's always there with the Incredible Hulk, the Avengers, Captain America, Captain Marvel, Ron the Space Knight. He's always there, but he's not necessarily, he's never in fact, the person who is formative in such major events. In this case, this is very similar to that. The film starts with a major metaphor, a huge metaphor, where Tony Wison himself is seen paragliding across the Pennines, and he ends up crashing into them. He turns around, looks in the camera and says, well, the rest of the film is going to be pretty much about this. He breaks the fourth wall. Just like Pulp Fiction is very much a 90s film, 24-Hour Party People is very much a film of this decade, a noughties film. It's all about meta-textuality. Halfway through the film, Tony Wison will talk about the beatification of the beat, the beatification of the DJ, of the medium. I like it very much. I think it's a wonderfully human film. It's all about connections. You can see how sad Tony Wison is when Ian Curtis kills himself. It's a wonderful scene where Steve Coogan with his darling wife then gets together. It's a very tight shot and you can see them together smoking a blunt, but that's what they did. A tight shot, they look into the camera, into the television, and the only thing that they can think about is what a silly bugger. I like that. It's all about the moment. It's all about a stream of consciousness, which is the way the film actually moves. You have the ending, the way the punk movement ends, and in the next scene the rave movement begins. There's a whole bunch of stuff that happens obviously in the middle, but you know, the film doesn't care about it. I like that. I like the way that it's all like a stream of consciousness. Things happen, but you know, it's all about that one person, about Tony Wison, a bit player in his life story. I like that film. I'll look at a whole bunch of other films. I think this past decade was very good when it comes to life stories. I think you know, it wasn't this past decade, I suppose, but Man on the Moon I thought was a great film. I think the Johnny Cash film, A Walk the Line, was absolutely fantastic. But more than any of them, you know, 24-Hour Party People. that was a film. And before I go, by the way, I know you don't like it, Roger, but more than any other Christopher Guest film, everyone loves Spinal Tap. That's a Rob Reiner film. Everyone loves, you know, For Your Consideration, which came later. But A Mighty Wind, I think it's a wonderful film. Honestly, trust me on this one. Watch it again. It's wonderful. Alright? Thank you so much. Love you.